Welcome to the Quiet Mind. As usual, stay away from noisy places, put on your headphones, and relax. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever been in a situation where you sit down at your desk, start working on something, or study a subject, or even read a book, but your brain just isn't focused on what's happening in front of you? The words pass through your eyes, the sentences run through your head, yet nothing stays. Nothing really sinks in. Maintaining a high level of focus in today's society, in this modern era, is not an easy thing. We are surrounded by too many distractions that constantly pull our attention away. Family relationships, friends, loved ones, romantic partners, and especially social media and technology such as Facebook, YouTube, notifications, emails. All of these make it very difficult for us to enter a flow state. Flow is that state where you are completely immersed in one activity to the point where you forget about time and give all your passion and attention to it. This could happen when you're watching a great movie, listening to a song or an album, playing a game, or doing a certain kind of work. If you're a gamer, you'll understand this feeling very well. When you're deeply into a game, it feels incredibly satisfying because you completely forget about everything happening around you. But bringing that same level of focus, that same feeling, into work or studying requires awareness and certain methods. And that is exactly what we call flow. In this video, I'm going to share 5 methods that I personally use to help my days pass in an extremely effective and highly focused way. Over the past few months, I've tracked my time hour by hour, and I've noticed something very interesting. Day by day, I feel happier with what I'm doing, because I'm aware of what I didn't do well the day before, and I actively adjust and improve so that I can continuously enter a flow state in my work. I've realized that this has become a clear pattern in my life recently. The 5 methods I'm about to share are very simple and very easy to follow, but if you truly apply them, I believe you can enter a flow state just like I do. Method 1. Planning, and planning smartly. Why is planning so important? According to Parkinson's law, if you allocate 30 minutes to a task, that task will take 30 minutes to complete. If you give it 2 hours, it will take 2 hours. Work naturally expands or contracts to fit the time you assign to it. That's why planning is so crucial. Here are 5 small tips for planning in a smart way. Alternate between different types of tasks. Mentally demanding tasks should be mixed with lighter tasks. Separate tasks that require high concentration from tasks that don't require much brain power. Do difficult tasks first and leave easier tasks for later. Break your time into smaller blocks, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 1 hour, instead of long, continuous 2-hour blocks. Be specific when you plan. Avoid vague planning. If you follow these 5 principles, your plan will become much smarter and will help you focus more effectively. For example, imagine you have an evening with 4 tasks: planning for the next day, journaling, studying private equity, reading a book. Based on what I just explained, you should prioritize what's important. So you'd put reading and studying first, and leave journaling and planning for the next day at the end, because those 2 tasks are less demanding. Then break them into small time blocks. For example, 30 minutes studying private equity, 30 minutes reading, 30 minutes studying private equity, 30 minutes reading, the final 30 minutes for journaling and planning. And be even more specific. How many pages will you read in 30 minutes? What exact content will you cover in private equity during that session? Planning this way makes it much easier to commit compared to a vague plan like, I have 3 hours tonight and I'll do 4 tasks. Method 2. Eliminate distractions. When you're doing focused work, remove everything that could distract you. Turn off your phone, put your iPhone, iPad, and computer on Do Not Disturb. Clear your desk of anything that isn't relevant to your study or work session. Minimalism is extremely important for maintaining high levels of focus. The fewer items you have on your desk, the more concentrated your thoughts become. You won't be distracted by unnecessary objects that add no value. Method 3. Be flexible with yourself. Why do I say this? Even if you create a perfect plan minute by minute, and you sit at your desk, turn off your phone, eliminate all distractions, and prepare a clean, organized workspace, you might still struggle to focus. Why? Because you're not a machine. You're human. You have emotions. And emotions can strongly affect your ability to focus, especially if something unpleasant happened during the day. An argument with a colleague, a loved one, your partner, or something that made you feel uncomfortable. In moments like that, if you can't focus fully, be easy on yourself. Don't judge yourself harshly or think you're a failure for not sticking to the plan. This is completely normal. On the other hand, if you're doing something you truly enjoy, reading a great book or working on something exciting, and you only plan 30 minutes, it's perfectly fine to continue for another 15, 20, or even 30 minutes. Planning is not meant to trap or restrict you. It's meant to give you motivation, a push to sit down and start working. That's why I recommend placing important and meaningful tasks at the beginning. Once you enter a flow state, you naturally work faster and complete tasks more efficiently. Less important tasks can always be pushed to the next day. Method 4. Get enough sleep. This is something everyone knows. Sleep affects your nervous system, immune system, productivity, and emotional state. How you feel when you wake up, energized, exhausted, or neutral, is a direct result of the quality of sleep you had the night before. So yes, get enough sleep. Method 5. Be consistent and keep experimenting. Be consistent. Be experimental. Maintain these habits over a long period of time, planning smartly, working with focus, eliminating distractions, being flexible with yourself, getting enough sleep. Some say it takes 21 days to form a habit. Some studies say 66 days. Honestly, don't worry too much about the numbers. Habits form when you truly want them to. And finally, be creative and experiment. Why? Because no two people are the same. Even scientific research cannot represent everyone. You can copy what works for others, but always feel free to adjust and personalize. Some CEOs wake up at 5 a.m. That might not work for you. Maybe you're a night person. Maybe you prefer working at home, or maybe you focus better at a cafe. Even your environment should change sometimes. A cafe you love will eventually feel ordinary if you go there every day. Change seats, change floors, try a new cafe, switch things up. This mindset applies not just to productivity, but to life itself. Doing the same thing repeatedly, no matter how good it is, eventually loses effectiveness. I believe this is a valuable video, and many people have improved their lives by applying these ideas. I truly hope it works for you too. If you enjoyed this content, please like the video. If you'd like to see similar content, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching until the end. See you next time.